a new type of flu going around. It's nicknamed the truth flu. In addition to the usual symptoms, the aches and the fever, another symptom is an inability to lie. To make it even worse, the victims can't seem to keep their mouths shut. Scientists are busily working on a vaccine. There's speculation that this particular strain was bioengineered by the Bernie supporters.
If you suddenly feel the irresistible urge to tell your boss what a horrible person she is, you should call in sick right away.
No one wants you coming to work with the truth flu. If you think you have the truth flu, stay at home. Disconnect your phones. Don't write any emails. Don't panic. The flu, however unusual, is not life-threatening.
The government had to issue an emergency shutdown due to the truth flu. Apparently, its employees cannot function while they are incapable of lying. The shutdown was an emergency response to the government officials volunteering press interviews.
Do you know why we put the fluoride in everyone's water? I'll tell you. Because we want all the working class people to get sick and die of what looks like natural causes by the time they reach the retirement age. So we don't have to pay them Social Security benefits. Long-term exposure to fluoride causes obesity, heart disease, diabetes, kidney failure, Alzheimer's, arthritis-like aches and pains, osteoporosis, and cancer. Look how well it's working. Half of the American adults have a cardiovascular disease now, which is the #1 killer.
And guess what? The blacks and the Hispanics are twice as likely to have diabetes. Isn't that great? We definitely want to get rid of them the most.
1 out of every 3 Americans has pre-diabetes, which will develop into diabetes 2 within 5 years. Over 32% have high cholesterol.
The average age of death from heart disease is 67. That's retirement age. Guess what? It's not a coincidence. Check this out. The national fluoridation started in 1950, and the obesity rates have more than tripled since then, from 10% to 35%.
And 2/3 of the deaths from heart attacks occur in people with no history of chest pain, which means that they work right up to their heart attack, paying taxes, and then just drop dead. That, of course, is the ideal scenario.
It actually helps that most cities have lead and arsenic in the water. Fluoride, well, it actually leaches more lead from the pipes and fittings, and it intensifies the negative effects of lead.
Fluoride also keeps people dumb. The Chinese studies say that all children who grow up in areas where there's fluoride have lower IQs.
We want them dumb. We don't want them thinking too much. We want them to be easily entertained, to have them plop in front of the TV with a beer every night. We don't want them to care too much about anything but the ball games.
The rich filter their water or have wells or have water delivered to them. The average working class people drink tap water, wash dishes in tap water, shower in tap water. People are told to eat healthy, but that doesn't do any good when the drinking water is laced with poison. When they go to the doctors and complain of aches, pains, and rashes, the doctors never check for fluoride or lead in their blood. Never. They actually tell them nowadays that everyone gets a skin rash when they sit down to relax and to read a book. They invented a fancy name for it, pruritus, unexplained itching. They tell them it's normal to get arthritis at their age. Getting older is supposed to suck.
The government whines for appearance's sake about how it costs money when people get sick. But that's nothing compared to what it would cost if the majority of the working class people live past retirement age.
Americans are urged not to believe the flu victims.
What they're saying isn't necessarily the actual truth.
It's more like the case with the hypnosis. When a person is hypnotized, he will say what he believes to be the truth rather than the real truth.
Like all those other people who claim to be abducted by aliens.
They describe the experience using the subconscious memories absorbed from the movies. No one was really abducted, of course. Excuse me. So as I was saying, the flu truth may only reflect the person's beliefs, not the actual truth.
I'm so sorry. Where was I? The aliens. Right. I wake up to a bright blue light shining into my face. Suddenly, I float up and rise. I go through the ceiling and through the roof without feeling anything like any of the materials. I enter the UFO hovering above my house, and I land on a flat table on my back. A few ugly aliens surround me. I'm not weightless anymore. I feel the hard surface of the table beneath me. I'm naked. One of the aliens grabs a needle, as big as a knitting needle, and sticks it into my belly. It hurts, but I can't scream. I'm paralyzed. So I scream in my mind. And the alien stares at me with his big bug eyes. And he laughs and he says, "Relax, almost done." So I scream at him telepathically, "Why aren't you using the anesthesia?" He says, "There's no provisions for it in the contract." So I say, "A contract with whom to do what?" He says, "With your government. We're engineering GMO humans that can survive on this planet once you rich idiots ruin it for everyone else." He withdraws the needle and says, "We'll be back to collect the fetus in 2 months." Why are you telling me all this? Isn't it some sort of a top secret? He laughs inside my head, but his face doesn't move like a plastic mask. "You won't remember a thing in the morning."